In the quiet glow of a distant sunrise, a surgeon in a research lab lifts a device that looks like a silver strand of hair. It is thinner than a grain of sand. It bends with the gentleness of a living cell. And yet, this small thread may soon link the human brain to digital systems more powerful than any computer that has ever existed. Humanity stands at the edge of a remarkable era. It is a moment shaped by rapid advances in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology. For the first time in history, scientists are beginning to engineer technologies that can integrate directly with the human body. These technologies promise to restore lost senses, heal damaged limbs, strengthen weakened memories, and expand cognitive abilities in ways once imagined only in science fiction. This documentary explores the rise of the cyborg generation, a future in which humans and machines merge through science and engineering. We will examine the breakthroughs that make this transformation possible, the ethical questions that shape it, and the scientific frontiers that may change what it means to be human. To understand the future, we must first explore the science behind the mind and the body. We will answer the most searched questions on the subject. What is a cyborg? How do brain-computer interfaces work? Can machines enhance memory? Will robotic limbs ever feel natural? Can humans merge with artificial intelligence? And how far can biotechnology push the boundaries of human potential? The goal of this journey is not to predict a distant fantasy. It is to understand the science that exists now, the theories that guide future research, and the transformation already underway. Welcome to the cyborg generation. The word cyborg describes a living organism that gains abilities through technological enhancement. The concept first appeared in the early 1960s when scientists studying human survival in space imagined ways to engineer biological and mechanical integration. At the time, the idea was purely theoretical. Today, the concept of the cyborg is grounded in real science. Engineers and researchers around the world are creating devices that physically merge with the human nervous system. Prosthetic arms can interpret electrical signals from muscles. Artificial retinas can convert light into neural impulses. Brain implants can translate thoughts into digital commands. Science defines a cyborg not as a robot, but as a human who uses technology to extend or restore natural functions. This difference is important because the future of cyborg technology is not about replacing humanity. It is about expanding human potential. Current research supported by organizations including NASA and European Space Agency even explores how technological augmentation may help humans adapt to long-term space travel. When astronauts journey beyond low Earth orbit, their bodies face changes in muscle strength, bone density, and sensory balance. Engineers study how exoskeletons, sensory assistance devices, and neural interfaces may protect the human body on deep space missions. The modern cyborg is not a fictional character of metal and wires. It is a person who blends biology with innovation. Understanding this foundation helps us explore how humans merge with machines today. Every technological path toward cyborg enhancement begins with one central organ, the human brain. A brain contains billions of neurons. These neurons communicate with electrical signals that create thoughts, memories, movements, and senses. For decades, neuroscientists have worked to decode this complex network. Research from major universities has mapped neural pathways with increasing precision. Advances in imaging technologies, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, allow scientists to study how the brain responds to light, sound, language, and emotion. This growing understanding supports the development of brain-computer interfaces. These interfaces connect neural activity to machines. The process is grounded in measurable electrical signals. When a person thinks about moving a hand, neurons in the brain fire in recognizable patterns. A sensor can detect these patterns and convert them into digital commands. This technology is especially powerful for people who have lost physical movement. A person with paralysis may think about moving a cursor, a robotic arm, or even a synthetic limb. A brain-computer interface can interpret the neural signal and carry out the action in the external world. Researchers use carefully controlled laboratory environments to study how the brain adapts to these systems. Early experiments have shown that the brain can learn to use digital devices as naturally as it learns to use a tool. This adaptability is known as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to create new pathways and adjust to unfamiliar technologies. Understanding this capability is essential because it shows that merging humans with machines is not a battle between organic and artificial systems. It is a partnership shaped by the brain's natural ability to learn. Brain-computer interfaces are one of the most searched scientific topics today. They raise questions that capture public imagination. Can humans control machines with thoughts? Can technology restore lost senses? Can memory be enhanced by implants? The science behind these systems relies on electrodes, sensors, and advanced software. Electrodes detect neural activity. Software interprets patterns in the data. Machines respond based on these patterns. The process requires extreme precision because neural signals are very small and very fast. There are two main types of brain-computer interfaces. The first type uses external sensors placed on the scalp. This non-invasive method is widely used in research. The second type uses implanted microelectrodes. These devices sit closer to the neurons inside the brain. Implants allow much more accurate readings, but also require surgery and extensive medical supervision. Recent breakthroughs show how powerful this technology can be. Scientists have helped individuals with limb paralysis regain the ability to move robotic arms. In other studies, volunteers have typed sentences using only their thoughts. Researchers have also explored ways to restore communication for people who lost the ability to speak due to neurological injury. One of the most promising areas of research involves practical medical applications. Technology companies and research hospitals collaborate to create brain interfaces that assist people with spinal injuries, stroke recovery, and neurodegenerative conditions. As artificial intelligence systems continue to advance, researchers examine how machine learning can interpret neural signals more accurately. Machine learning algorithms can study patterns across large datasets and improve the interface over time. This combination of neuroscience and artificial intelligence represents one of the most transformative scientific frontiers of the century. Human movement depends on the interaction between the brain, nerves, and muscles. When any part of this network is damaged, mobility can be severely limited. Cybernetic limbs are engineered to restore or enhance movement by merging external devices with the human nervous system. Modern prosthetic arms can interpret electrical signals from residual muscles. When a user thinks about closing a hand, the remaining muscles in the arm generate subtle electrical activity. Sensors detect this activity and instruct the prosthetic fingers to move. Over time, the user learns to control the device more naturally as the brain adapts. Advanced prosthetic legs use sensors, gyroscopes, and microprocessors to create smooth motion. Some systems automatically adjust to different terrains such as stairs or slopes. This allows the user to walk with more fluidity and more stability. Engineers also study ways to create artificial limbs that can send information back to the nervous system. This includes pressure, texture, temperature, and spatial awareness. Restoring sensory feedback is one of the most important challenges in modern prosthetics research. Sensory information helps people move with confidence and precision. Breakthroughs in robotics research continue to shape the future of mobility. Materials scientists work on synthetic muscles that contract like biological tissue. These artificial muscles could produce natural motion with greater flexibility and less mechanical strain. The vision for the future is a symbiotic partnership between biology and robotics. Cybernetic limbs may eventually become so responsive and so intuitive that they feel like a true extension of the body. The goal is not only to restore movement, but to give individuals the opportunity to live with dignity, confidence, and complete physical autonomy. Human senses shape our perception of reality. They allow us to see the world, hear voices, feel pressure, taste food, and detect scents. Science now explores how technology can enhance or restore these senses in ways once considered impossible. Artificial retinas help people with certain types of blindness by converting light into electrical signals delivered to the brain. Microelectrode implants stimulate surviving cells in the visual pathway. Although these systems do not yet replicate full natural vision, they provide basic patterns and shapes that allow users to navigate environments more independently. Cochlear implants help people with hearing loss by bypassing damaged parts of the inner ear. These devices convert sound into electrical impulses and send them directly to the auditory nerve. Cochlear implants are one of the most successful examples of sensory cybernetics. They demonstrate how technology can merge seamlessly with neural pathways. Research labs study ways to broaden the natural range of human senses. Scientists examine how sensors could detect ultraviolet light, infrared radiation, or subtle magnetic fields. While these capabilities remain theoretical for general use, early experiments with animals have shown that brains can learn to interpret new types of sensory input. This concept suggests that future humans may experience reality with additional layers of information. However, researchers stress that such enhancements require strict ethical guidance. The purpose of sensory augmentation is to improve quality of life, not to create social inequality or unnecessary risk. The science of human senses reveals a fundamental truth. Technology can support the brain's natural ability to learn and adapt. As long as research remains grounded in responsible science, sensory augmentation can help millions of people worldwide. Inside the human body, neurons form vast networks. Each neuron communicates with thousands of others through electrical impulses and chemical signals. This biological network operates with incredible efficiency. It performs complex computations that artificial systems still struggle to replicate. Scientists study how these networks learn, remember, and adapt. Understanding these processes helps researchers design technologies that merge with the human brain more effectively. The goal is to create systems that support natural cognitive functions rather than replace them. Memory is one of the most complex topics in neuroscience. Researchers classify memory into short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term memory holds recent information. Long-term memory stores experiences and knowledge over a lifetime. These systems rely on molecular changes in neurons and synapses. Some studies explore whether electrical stimulation can strengthen weak memory pathways. Other studies examine how brain implants might restore memory in individuals with neurodegenerative conditions. These investigations are still early and require careful oversight. All research must follow strict medical and scientific guidelines. The idea of enhancing human memory through implants is a popular topic in public imagination. However, scientists emphasize that most forms of memory enhancement remain theoretical. The brain is incredibly complex, and any technological intervention must be safe, reversible, and medically necessary. Even without direct memory enhancement, technologies that assist cognition are already common. People use digital devices as external memory systems. Smartphones store schedules, navigation information, and personal notes. This form of cognitive extension demonstrates that humans already blend biological intelligence with digital tools. The biological internet inside our bodies shows how powerful natural intelligence can be. Understanding this network helps scientists design technologies that respect the brain's structure and support its natural strengths. Artificial intelligence has become a major force in modern technology. Machine learning systems can analyze data, recognize patterns, predict outcomes, and simulate language. These capabilities raise important questions. Can artificial intelligence merge with the human mind? Will artificial intelligence enhance human cognition? What role will artificial intelligence play in future cyborg technology? Artificial intelligence operates differently than the human brain. A brain relies on flexible networks and chemical processes. Artificial intelligence relies on mathematical models and computation. However, both systems excel at pattern recognition. This parallel creates opportunities for collaboration. Brain-computer interfaces can use machine learning to interpret neural signals more accurately. The more data an artificial intelligence model receives, the better it becomes at predicting user intent. This allows the interface to respond more naturally. Over time, the boundary between human intention and machine action becomes smoother. Artificial intelligence can also serve as an assistant for complex tasks. Scientists imagine scenarios where artificial intelligence systems help individuals manage memories, learn new skills, or monitor their health. These ideas are still in early stages, and researchers emphasize the importance of privacy, security, and human oversight. Responsible development is essential. Artificial intelligence should enhance human abilities, not replace them. Engineers and ethicists work together to ensure that future systems remain transparent, fair, and safe. Artificial intelligence represents one of the most powerful tools for the cyborg generation. It has the potential to support education, medicine, communication, and creative work. When used ethically, artificial intelligence can help people reach new levels of human potential. Every scientific breakthrough brings ethical questions. Cyborg technologies raise questions that affect society, privacy, and human identity. One major concern is medical access. Advanced technologies must be available to people who need them, not only to those who can afford them. Researchers and policymakers emphasize the importance of fair distribution. Another concern involves data privacy. Brain-computer interfaces and sensory implants collect sensitive information. Engineers work to ensure that all data remains secure and used only for medical and scientific purposes. There are also questions about identity. If a person uses artificial limbs, enhanced senses, or brain assistance technologies, are they still fully human? Researchers argue that humanity is defined not by biological purity, but by consciousness, emotion, and experience. Technologies that restore lost abilities do not reduce humanity, they strengthen it. Ethicists also study long-term safety. Medical implants and digital systems must undergo rigorous testing. Any technology that interacts with the nervous system must meet the highest medical standards. Finally, society must consider cultural and philosophical implications. The cyborg generation challenges long-held ideas about human limits. It encouraged debates about autonomy, enhancement, and responsibility. These conversations help guide scientific progress in a safe and meaningful direction. Ethics ensures that technology serves humanity. With careful planning, open discussion, and responsible policy, the cyborg future can become a force for good. The future of human evolution may not depend on changes in DNA alone. It may depend on a partnership between biology and technology. The cyborg generation is not a vision of distant fantasy. It is a real scientific frontier shaped by innovations in neuroscience, robotics, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. Researchers restore lost senses. Engineers build limbs that respond to thought. Scientists map the neural code of movement and memory. Explorers study how augmentation may help humans survive long journeys into deep space. The cyborg generation is about growth. It is about healing, empowering, and supporting human potential. It is about using technology not to replace the human experience, but to expand it. As you watch this transformation unfold, remember that every scientific breakthrough begins with curiosity. If you want to explore more mysteries of the universe, more stories of science, and more discoveries that shape our future, subscribe for the next journey. Humanity is entering a new chapter. The question is no longer whether humans will merge with machines. The question is how this partnership will define the next generation.